People tend to build relationships now around affinity. It used to be mostly proximity. It was like, this is our village. This is how we build relationships. And there's still some of that, like you guys have been able to do in your neighborhood. But man, there's something about affinity groups, and finding places where people are already gathering and have a common interest. CrossFit is a bit of a culty group that loves just like getting together around, this one way of being fit. So yeah, talk to us a little bit about how that happened and what's going on there.
So it's kind of neat when we look back. We started to follow CrossFit about 3 years ago. We started doing it in our garage, and we started having this desire to start a gym. Well, it was 2 years ago, and one of our friends were like, hey, there's another guy here also trying to start a gym. And he actually worked for CrossFit Corporate. And this is Keith Knapp. And I had never even heard of the guy. After, both of us, he had been in Fairfield. They also felt called to Fairfield, and they've been here for, almost 15 years as well.
We live a half a mile down the road.
It was wild how God had kind of like brought these two groups very clearly focused on fitness. At least he's more on the fitness side. And I think that we were very much aligned from the day we met. But we only met once. And then I got an email from him saying, hey, he's officially starting. And I was like, cool. And I was kind of relieved to not be the one who actually had to start the thing. So I was super pumped to kind of come alongside him. And so we don't own the gym, right? They're the owners. We're definitely locked in to when we started it. I now coach. Again, going back to coaching CrossFit. Now, it's not for everybody, but it's, again, just like that sports opportunity. Adults are identical in the same way that they want to be cared for. If you know their name, if you look them in the eye and you give feedback that is caring, but also challenging, you call them up to that next level, it will unlock them. And there's trust that comes.
So we have this space that's basically set up for mission. People who come to a gym already want to do hard things. They're all about growth physically.
Nobody steps in the door. CrossFit's really interesting too, because it's costly. It literally costs a lot of money if you're a member. It's expensive and it's very costly. You go through suffering every single day. That's why it gets that cultish feel. But the only people that stick around are people that are like, I want something more. And so they come. I've heard it said that like there's another guy in another city. It's actually I'm starting to get connected to other kind of missional CrossFit owners that are very clearly doing the same thing. And he said it's like the well. The woman at the well came looking for water, but what she truly needed when Jesus is like, I have living water for you, and that's what we get to offer to people. But that shared. So I know I'm like getting all fired up, and I'm I got to keep talking about this. Can I share a little bit more about CrossFit before you guys ask it? So like CrossFit's really fascinating too, because it's literally, we all do the same workout. Okay. Yeah. I've been really wrestling with the question of like, we've built a church, we've been a part of this church plant, and it's incredible. The community that we have is incredible. However, a lot of times I don't feel that connected to all the people in the community, even though I'm brothers and sisters with them. Like literally it's like, it's our body, church body. I actually feel more connected to the people in my CrossFit gym. When it comes to CrossFit, you literally see that group 1 hour every single day. So the typical person will come to an hour and you end up seeing them. The frequency is really interesting. Yeah. And then every single person in a CrossFit gym, it's not just like a gym where you can come and do whatever you want. There's one workout each day. So literally when you wake up, you'll look at that workout. And so every single member that comes, all 100 of them, are going to do the exact same workout, which means you all suffer the exact same way. Everyone, there's a shared, like, it feels very similar like a mission trip. Like you've shared a suffering with everybody that's gone through it. And what's so cool is there's a scale. So it's meant to be where it might be a workout where you might have more elite athletes that are going to do a harder version of it. And you might have beginner athletes or people that have certain ailments that they physically can't do things. And that's very common, where you scale it down, but everybody does the same. It's meant to hit the same stimulus. And so that shared calendar, that shared suffering, it creates a bond that really opens up the door. And what we started doing is a Bible study component. I lead the Saturday class, so it's actually open to anybody. If you're in Cincinnati, come check us out, 9 a.m., almost any Saturday. It's free. Come check it out. After the workout, we'll ask the question. We'll sit down and say, what stood out to you? How did this workout mirror your life? I'll usually give a life or leadership teaching principle about how we believe that CrossFit exposes things in our lives, and we believe that we're supposed to be whole. We talk about shalom. We don't use the word shalom, but we talk all the time. We were created to be whole, And we believe we're supposed to be whole physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And so that's what we're on the journey to. But these workouts are meant to, that's training, resistance training. We go through hard things to get stronger. And, you know, we give a teaching like that. And then I just open up the floor and people have like, people just start sharing. Yeah. And sometimes it's turned into 30 minutes of people just sharing their hearts, and you get these bonds. And
well, and then we had a girl who was like, I've never heard anyone talk like this. I want to know more. So then that's where those next level relationships and conversations come from. People are open. They want growth in one area, and they're realizing, oh, there's growth possible in all these other areas of my life. And so there's just been this natural openness to conversations.
That's one that she got baptized like 3 or 4 months later.